Every teacher a champion. Behind every great mind is a teacher. It takes work, but you show up when we need ya. So we got to support your goals, build your dreams, and help you grow.
For joining us. We are this afternoon or today, we're going to be talking with one of our long-standing members. She has been a member of the JTA Credit Union for several years, but I will let her tell you a little bit more about that. But we are looking at the subject of saving and how our members can save, even when they think they cannot, or even when they think they have nothing to save. And the person that we're going to be talking with this afternoon is somebody who embodies the whole notion of how teachers can go about finding something to save. So we're going to be talking with Miss Grace Savage. She is now a retired teacher, but still a member of the JTA Credit Union, still enjoying being a part of our family. And she's going to share with us today some of her experiences and also some advice to our teachers as to how they can go about saving no matter what. So, Ms. Savage, I'm going to ask you to just tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, you know, how you came in contact with the credit union and so on.
Oh, okay. Yes. How do you do, ma'am? And how are you?
How are you? I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, as you said, I'm Grace Savage, graceful sometime and a savage a little bit. I've been a teacher all my life. Don't know what else to do. I have 3 grown children, 2 grandchildren, and I taught at Content Gap first, then Woodford All Age, and then at New Providence. I stayed at New Providence for over, I think it's about 30 years and some months. Yeah, I went there on my 30th birthday, and I left at 60. So I spent 30 years, some months there. Yep.
Wow. Okay, that's so nice.
That's me.
That is up in
No, Woodford, New Providence is right beside the Chest Hospital.
Oh, right. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. So you're here in Kingston and St. Andrew, Jamaica. Okay, awesome.
Right. I never left teaching in St. Andrew because Content St. Andrew Hills, Woodford St. Andrew Hills. So I've always been in St. Andrew.
Okay. So Ms. Savage, how did you come in contact with the JTA Credit Union?
I think somebody came to school. I think they came to school and talk about the JTA, and they also told us about the credit union where we can save a little and get a little to borrow. And at that time, you know, money was really, really short because the money was so small. So when they told us about the credit union, easy way to save, then we joined. I can't remember who came to Woodford at the time. I honestly don't remember, but I know somebody came there, told us about the JTA and the credit union. Because at the time, most of us were young teachers, all of us, I think.
All right, so I have another question because you said that you are a teacher and this teaching is all you know, or it's what you know. Why did you stay in teaching for so long?
You know, I remember my daughter wanted to be a teacher, and I said to her, no, because teachers are too poor. And then she looked at me and she said, so mommy, why are you in there so long? I love it. I love children, still love them, always, you know, have a passion. And so I stayed. However, staying in teaching means that I had to find other ways of getting some money, you know, other ways of to provide for my family. So I did other things when I have the time, because, you know, in teaching, you have time. You can always find time. You have holiday, you have after school. So I just had to find ways of making money so that I could stay in teaching.
Oh, wow. So you were trying to find ways. That's interesting. That's nice to hear. But Ms. Savage, so we are talking today about, you raised the issue, you touched on it about saving. And a lot of persons will say that things are different now from they were even 5 years ago. Economically, things have gotten a lot tighter. For some persons, a lot tougher. And so, you know, I wonder, what kind of advice would you give to somebody, young or old, who is in the teaching profession and they're trying to not just they want to stay in teaching because they love it like you, but they're finding it hard economically. What advice would you give to such a person to help them to see how they can save?
You know what? I was a contact teacher for many years at New Providence, even before I came to New Providence from Woodford. And one of the things my teachers, they can tell you no. I've always said to them, we have time. You have two hands and you can always find something to do. And so that you can get extra money. I can tell you, I did so many different courses. I did floral arrangement, I did quilting, I did a correspondence course in home decor. So many things. I did a course in how to decorate t-shirts years ago, how to decorate baskets. In other words, all of those things I'm saying to you brought in extra income. So I remember I was studying and I did sheeting. I still do sheeting. I did drapes. I did a course in drapes. So I can make my own drapes, my own curtains. And I remember studying and I said, you know what? It's Christmas and I'm not going to study and don't make my money because I want the money. So I study one night and cut material the other night. Study one night, sew the other night, so that I had my customers were depending on me. And I did that all the time. So I always find something to do. As I said to the teachers all the while at New Providence, you have two hands. You can always do something.
I think my next question is now, where did you find the energy to do all of that? I know motivation is a big booster, but
yes, exactly. If you are motivated to do something, no matter what, you're going to find the time. Here I tell you, when I was studying, and I never failed, I use one night to work, to study, the other night to work. I am not one of those persons who don't get up early. My mother used to say, lazy people stay in bed till sun comes up. So I am awake early in the morning. So at 5 o'clock, 4:30, even now, I am up and ready to go. So I wake up early. I do what I have to do. I get to school. After school, do what I have to do. If I have to mark books and so on. Then when I come home, and one of the good things, New Providence at that time was shift. So, I had some time. But whether it's shift or not, you can always find time to do something. There's so many. And you know what? In those days, I had to pay to do courses. Everything that I tell you, I had to pay to do those courses. Nowadays, teachers can find things on YouTube. Everything that I paid to do, it is now free. So you can learn to do something and make money so that you will have extra. So let's say I remember buying my first car. When I bought my first car, it wasn't teaching money. It was my money that I saved from doing whatever else. I didn't borrow a cent at that time to buy my car. I saved my money from the things that I do. And when you do something extra, you make sure you have a plan. Don't just get the money and blow it. And so, you make some money. No, you can save. You can throw your partner, make this sacrifice. Sometimes you want some, and you know what? I see these young people nowadays, they buy a lot of food every time, every meal, every lunch, they'll have to buy it. I used to take my lunch to school. So I get up, I prepare my food and carry it. So instead of spending money on buying food, I buy my own food. And you save.
Oh, that's so true. And it's healthier too.
Exactly. You know what you are getting.
Yeah, you know what you're getting. You know exactly what you're getting.
Yes, you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah. You mentioned the word partner, just so our listeners know that the JTA Credit Union has a partner plan that they can use. It's exactly, it's a product that you can save for 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months. And right, so the minimum that you can save in this product is $2,000 per week. So that would be $8,000 for the month. But remember, it's a very short-term savings product. So it's not something that's going to go on for a very long time. And as you say, you have specific goals. You know, you want a dress, for example, you know, your holidays coming up, or maybe some annual expenses coming up, maybe your car insurance or something like
Or
that.
pay your children's school fee.
Or your children's school fee. You can use the partner plan.
Buy the books. Yes.
Yeah.
Buy the books and all of that.
And all of that, because it gives you interest. Because so when you save with our partner plan, it's not just a matter of putting the money down and taking and getting it back at the end of whatever period. You also get interest on it. So it's a product that I encourage persons to seriously consider for short-term needs. Absolutely.
That is good. That is very good.
Yeah, but you talk a lot about your entrepreneurial ventures, and I think that's amazing, because a lot of people sometimes they start something and they never finish it, and you say the motivation, you know, seeing what you want. But I'm curious, did it detract or distract you from your teaching?
Never. Because I make sure I use my time. As I said to you, at nights, evening, and holidays. Remember, you get holidays all the time. So you make a plan and you know what you want to do. So if I'm going to sew, let's say I'm going to do sheets, I will wait until I buy my material. When I get holiday, I spend most of my time doing my work, prepping and doing all that I have to do. Because even if you have a full day school, you will get home before 5 o'clock, before everybody, the regular person will get home, and you will have some time to do some work. You just need to set your goal, set your mind on doing something, and you can do it. You can do it.
That's very nice. Very nice. So your students never pay the penalty.
No,
or
no.
That's
Never.
awesome. That's awesome.
Never.
But Miss Savage, sorry, go ahead.
I said they were first. And
Nice.
whatever else I had to do was secondary. So, you know, I never, no, they never pay.
Okay. So what are you doing these days? You're now retired. What do you do now?
Too busy.
You're still,
So I take my granddaughter to school, even though she doesn't live with me. I take her to school every morning, and I pick up the other one twice per week or sometime more. I do gardening. I would have been in my garden now. Now I'm into succulent plants. So if you want plants to buy, my dear, you can get.
wow.
I bake. I make my sweet potato pudding, which is in great demand. Sometimes I can't even manage because the grating is a lot of work. At Christmas, I still do my sheeting. Still have my clients who always, if I say I'm not doing, they call me and say, no, because of the quality material I use. So I do my sheeting, I bake, and I do sorrel at Christmas. So now I have the great demand for sorrels at Christmas. I'm doing sorrel. And I still do gift baskets. People call me, up to yesterday I did one. So people call me from time to time to do a gift basket, whether it's a goodie, a spa, fruit. I don't do a lot of floral arranging again, but I still do if I'm asked. I still do corsages and boutonnieres. And a wedding now and again, I'll do weddings too. So I still do a lot of things, still busy every day. I don't have time to sit down and watch TV. I might watch in the evening. Don't think I don't relax, but I like doing. I like getting up and doing things. Always.
Well, you are a woman on the move.
Yes.
And it sounds like you have several passions. I think some people would say, do the thing that you love, but you seem like you love quite a lot of things.
Yeah,
but
I like doing things with my hands. You know what? When I went to college, I did art and craft. So that was my major. I like doing things with my hands from very young. From very young, I would wake up and had my own garden when I was like 8, 9 years old. So I like doing things with my hands. I don't like to be lazy. And because I'm an independent person, I shouldn't want money to spend and can't find it. So I can't wait on my pension to do what I want to do. I like nice things. So I'll have to have the money to spend.
I think most teachers will agree with you. Most educators, yeah, we all we like nice things.
Yeah, girl. I like drive
Absolutely.
nice car and all of that. So I'll have to work.
Absolutely. So, Miss Savage, you've been a member of the credit union for a number of years,
A long,
several
long
years,
time.
a long,
Several.
long time.
Mhm.
What role has the organization played in your life?
Oh, well, I can get a loan when I want. Um, in the earlier days, we would always get a loan because those days, I remember, I remember my friend, and that is how long. When you save, in the earlier days, when you save $2,000 in the credit union, I think you're rich, you know. And there was a time when $2,000 was a lot of money, right? That is how small it was then. But it was always there if I needed a loan. Up to recently, if I needed a loan for something that I want and I don't want to spend my own money, it is always there. And there are some very nice people working at the credit union, like you and many others who will, you know,
Uh,
facilitate us.
yeah,
So,
that's nice to know. That's nice to
yeah,
know. And I particularly like talking to you because sometimes when persons get into retirement, they are of the mind that they no longer need the credit union. That's not so. And
no,
so
well, as long as you're a member, then you still access what you want unless they're not a member. But I can tell anybody, yes, you can still get your loan and you can still save. As you say, your partner plan, they have other investment that you can put your money in. So there are a lot of things. And so far you guys can be trusted. So you know,
thank you.
I have not heard of anything, where we
Mm-hmm,
can't. Yes.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
yes, you retire, but you can still, and I know my friends still go to the credit union. I
Yeah,
know that. I have friends who
absolutely.
still go to the credit union who are
Right.
retired.
Yeah, I have one last question though.
Mhm.
Because some persons might say that they don't have the time, they don't have the skills like you, but they like nice things and they'd like to have some extra money. Do you think that is there a way or any kind of advice or suggestion you would give to somebody who wants to save just from their salary? I know it might be a
Well,
little difficult.
it's make the sacrifice. Sometimes you have to make a sacrifice, and you would see it in the long run. At the other day, my daughter came up with something, a plan, and she said, "This is how we can save some extra money." And there she has this sheet of paper, and it will tell you how much you save per week. I think you start with $500, but then it gets higher and higher. But what you can do for each week is put more in it. And the other day I picked up my granddaughter, and she's 11 years old. And she said to me, "Grandma, I have a plan of how to save $200 for the year." I said, "Really, you know?" She said, "Yes, Grandma." She showed me this plan she drew up because she's me. She loves to sell. She loves money. She said she's going to make millions. And she showed me how she's going to save money per week. So I said, "How are you going to do it?" She said, "Well, my daddy gives me how much $1,000 to clean the bookcase, and I'm going to save that." And because she doesn't take money to school, they put money in their account and they can go to the canteen and buy things. But here she has a plan that she's going to do things, clean the bookcase, her daddy will give her the money, and she's going to save it at the end of the year. And my plan that I looked at, I said, "But this little plan here, starting at $500 per week from January, the first week in January, can give me over $200 at the end of the year if I make the sacrifice." So all you
Yeah.
need to do, and as you said, you have a partner plan there. Teachers can save into that,
Mm-hmm.
use the money, put it in a bigger thing when you get that money,
Mm-hmm.
and put it in a bigger thing. You have other investment there, so you start small, take that
Mm-hmm.
money and put it in a bigger thing, and there
Right.
you go.
Right. No, sorry, you said $200 per week, or is it 500?
It started at five. That plan we have started at five, but every week you put $100 on it, and you put
Oh.
money, and the plan at the end of the year, you do exactly what it says. You will save $137,000 for the year. However,
Oh,
if
okay.
you don't have to put five. Let's say you come up with an extra $1,000 or
Well,
extra
right.
$3,000. You put it there, you write it down, you put it there, you see your saving. And then you use that money to do an investment. At the end of the year, if you get $200,000, you can put it in an investment plan. Huh?
Absolutely.
Started at
Absolutely.
$500, starts at $500.
Absolutely.
So
Nice.
so you
Nice.
make your sacrifice. Make this. All teachers need to do. Make the sacrifice. Make it.
Absolutely. Thank you
Have a
so
goal.
I know. Thank you so much, Ms. Savage. Those were wonderful, wonderful
Thank you for having
suggestions.
me.
Yes, it was a
I
pleasure
hope I was
talking
of
to you.
some use.
Yes, yes, you absolutely were. Absolutely. So, members can make the sacrifice from their salary if that is all that they have at this time. But much more than
Other
that,
than
they can
that,
always
other than that, they have two hands. You can learn to do something. There's YouTube. As I said, I had to pay for those things. You can get it free now. Learn to do something extra.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really
You are
appreciate your
welcome.
time and your sharing with us. And
Thanks again.
we look forward to serving you and all our other members and impacting your lives positively. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Still serve you. You make the difference for everyone. Every teacher at JTA Credit Union.